thought we were going.
We want you to give us updates. So, folks, we are still here live at the Monrovia Central. We want you to give us update on the audio quality. Kindly let us know what the quality of the audio is like, as to whether it's something we can work with. We will appreciate if you were to give us update on the audio quality. This is Spoon TV. We are coming to you from um, live from the Monrovia Central Prison. We're still here, of course, trying to give you updates every single step along the way, um, as the situation here unfolds. Earlier, we were live and we brought you the situation here with detention at the Monrovia Central Prison, and how some family members, relatives of inmates who had come here to present food to their relatives were being prevented. And of course, we also brought a situation. Can we talk to you? So we we want to talk to we. All right. So not possible now. Okay. So that's the head of the prison, the director of that's the assistant minister for prison, Gabriel Dukwa. We tried talking to him, but he said it's not possible for now. But as you see across the road, there are some of the family members, relatives of the inmates who are still here. The time in Monrovia right now is 6:30 p.m. Moving very close to 7 p.m. in Monrovia. But even at this time, some of the family members of the inmates uh, are still hopeful. They are still hopeful that they are going to move in there. They're going to have the opportunity to deliver the food items that most of them have come with here for their family members, for their relatives. And you see there is still the presence of the Liberia National Police, the PSU, still here, trying to see how they can handle the situation. Um, of course, we want to make sure that we can bring you all of the updates here. As you see, folks, members of the Liberia National Police, the PSU division, trying to exit the correction facility. You see some of them coming out with a taser and what have you, to an indication that there has been a tension in there. The guys are embarking their vehicles now, all happening here live at the Monrovia Central Prison. Following reports of tension here, officers of the Liberia National Police, the PSU, and other officers, the correction officers, are trying to disembark the scene here um, in central Monrovia. So, folks, we're still posted as to whether the situation in there has been calmed. That's something we are yet to establish. But as you can see, there's a huge presence of the police departing the Monrovia Central Prison at this point. So we're going to see if we can speak to the authorities here at the Monrovia Central Prison and to establish what the situation was like in there, and especially from the early afternoon hours when we received this report about a tension here on the grounds of the Monrovia Central Prison. So we're gonna remain. Nelson, yeah, yeah. Is it possible for us to speak to someone here? Is it possible for us to speak to someone here?
Yeah, see, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you.
Okay.
Yeah, we got no moment.
Okay, so folks, as you see, officers of the Liberia National Police um, trying to exit the facility now. As to whether the tension in there has been calm, that's something we are yet to establish. That's something we are yet to establish. But the situation, but the situation remains that um, the officers of the Liberia National Police are now exiting. Okay, so there are indications that situation in there is calm to some extent. We are yet to establish what it is like. We are hopeful of speaking to the authorities here at the Monrovia Central Prison to establish as to. All right, so we are yet to establish as to whether uh, the tension is now calm. I'm sorry to all of you for. Yes, I see the feedback. No caption. That's due to some technical adjustments that we had to make. But we stay here. We're going to remain posted to bring you all of the updates. You just saw the departure of officers of the Liberia National Police who have come here according to the information we received from the very inception of this situation. We were told that there was a backup called for from the Liberia National Police to assist the correction officers here, since in fact the tension had mounted to an extent that the correction officers could not control. And so they had to call on the Liberia National Police to assist in the process. You just saw the departure of a huge presence of the Liberia National Police. More than 20 officers just departed the Monrovia Central Prison. They were in there apparently trying to help calm the situation. They came out of the facility with the taser or the pepper spray or whatever you want to call it, and well-armed police officers as well, who had come here to help calm the situation at the Monrovia Central Prison. We want to at some point get to speak to authorities here. We've been told that the assistant minister, justice minister for prison, is also in here at the facility. At some point we're going to try to establish conversation with him. We're going to see as to whether we can get a response, maybe some sort of statement with respect to what the situation is, what actually transpired in there, and what the public should take away, especially from the authorities on grounds, with respect to the information about an attempt, a tension that turned out to be a prison break attempt here at the Monrovia Central Prison. Even at this point, at pretty close to 7 p.m., there are some relatives, family members of the inmates across the road who are still hopeful that they can take the food items that they've brought here to deliver to their relatives and loved ones who are here at the Monrovia Central Prison. And as to whether those people are going to have the opportunity to do that, that's something that remains unclear. But this is the situation as we gradually see the sun set down in the west, in the Atlantic Ocean. The situation remains here that family members are still at the doors of the Monrovia Central Prison. The situation at some point seemed to be a little bit kind compared to what it was when we got here earlier today. There was a very huge presence of family members, relatives, some of them very disappointed leaving the facility here. The number has reduced, but at the same time, we are seeing, or we've just saw for ourselves, that the Liberia National Police is equally departing, leaving the Monrovia Central Prison. all other things now in terms of security is being left to the correction officers and some police officers, a very few of them well armed, who are still here to help contain the situation, um, who are here to help the situation. This is all happening at the Monrovia Central Prison. It all started this afternoon when we got a tip off, when we got information about some tension here at the Monrovia Central Prison. We thought to reach out to establish the facts, surrounding the information we got. And yes, as we got here, we managed to have spoken with some of the eyewitnesses, the folks who were here in the heat of the tension. Yes, some of them confirmed to us that there has been tension here at the Monrovia Central Prison. We saw a lot of them who were relatives of the family of the inmates who had come to deliver food items, and some of them confirmed to us that yes, due to the tension, they were unable to deliver the food items that they had brought here. So we also saw the presence of the Liberia National Police while we were still here. We saw about two pickups drove into the facility here, the Monrovia Central Prison. To present food items were unable to do so because there was a huge security situation here. So we're looking forward to seeing what happens because even the community dwellers, this part of Monrovia, where the Monrovia Central Prison is situated, it happens to be an environment where even the community dwellers are afraid, they are concerned that in the case of a break or prison break or whatever, there will just be some, you know, situations beyond their control. They're going to be at risk, and that's something that they are trying to avoid. And so, based on that, they've been looking forward to seeing how the authorities, the security on ground, can contain the situation so it doesn't get to the point of a prison break or whatever. So, yes, the police have been on ground, the correction officers here, and things seem to be pretty much under control as compared to what we saw when we got here earlier today or before our previous broadcast. So we're still here. We're going to remain posted, bringing you all of the updates here from the Monrovia Central Prison. I want to say thanks a lot for joining us. Spoon TV. I'm Nelson Colette. Thanks to the entire team here for making sure that we coordinate this broadcast, bringing you all of the updates here, every single step along the way from Central Monrovia. From Central Monrovia, trying to make sure we can provide you the updates here every single step along the way. So, from all indications, you still have the presence of state security here. You know, you still have the Liberia National Police, despite the very good number of police officers who exited the scene, who left from the facility. We still have some police officers here on ground trying to control the situation. Usually, when you have these kinds of issues, uh, the major concentration, the major concern will be during the night hours, because obviously at this point you have the Liberian National Police. Yes, they're here. Community dwellers are here, and it's still daytime. You still have daylight on, but what happens during the nighttime is something that every single person here is just concerned about. What are the next plans of the inmates? What are they contemplating on next? Since in fact, the previous attempt to get situation out of control, wherein maybe there will be a prison break, did not become a reality. What's the next plan of action? That's exactly what the next concern is. But at the moment, you still have some police officers in there, officers of the Liberia National Police, and of course, you still have folks who are correction officers. The security assigned here, they are also here doing everything possible to control the situation, to make sure that nothing goes out of hand, or that there isn't the worst situation, as you know, as they are trying to prevent. So we stay here. We spoke to some of the relatives, some of the family members. What they've told us is that they have their relatives in here. Some of those relatives have been here for a very long time on pre-trial detention. A few of the ladies we spoke with said their relatives have been here for about a year now, pre-trial detention. They are yet to get their day in court, to get due process, where the court will render a decision based on the pieces of evidence as to whether those individuals actually committed the act that has landed them here at the Monrovia Central Prison, or whether it's just mere allegation, and that those things are not the doing of those individuals. So some of those relatives have also been using this situation to call on national government to speedily try their relatives, speedily try people who are here at the Monrovia Central Prison, especially in pre-trial detention, to ensure that if they committed the act, let them have their time in court, let the due process go on, and if they are brought down guilty, fine. But if not, then of course the government should try to give them, you know, the look into their cases, and they did, if they did not commit the act, so that those people can be set free. So pre-trial detention is something that is of a concern. A lot of you remember on the famous Councillor Gloria Musu's case, that was the very statement she made when she left from the Monrovia Central Prison, when she was released from this facility. She raised the issue of pre-trial detention. She spoke of how she saw, or she came across, so many people here at the Monrovia Central Prison who were being accused of committing certain acts, who have not been given their time in court to be able to tell their story, to exonerate themselves, to be represented by legal counsels, but rather they have been deposited here behind bars, pre-trial detention. She says some of them have been here for years, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and so. And Councillor Gloria Musu Scott at that point emphasized how much of an interest she had in pushing the cases for pre-trial detainees here at the Monrovia Central Prison. So she's just one of those permanent persons who have had an experience here at the Monrovia Central Prison, knowing what the inmates here go through, knowing what pre-trial detention is like here for the folks, and she was able to tell her story. Another notable person was Sekou Kalasco. They ate. He was brought here for about to make some interventions. We want you to give us update on the audio quality. Kindly let us know as to whether the audio quality is good. I'm getting feedbacks. I'm getting feedbacks about the audio quality. Let's make sure it's something we can work with just before continuing this very important broadcast. Let's hope the audio quality is good. Keep giving us update. Let us know what the audio quality is like as to whether it's something we can work with. That's something we are looking forward to, and we want you to keep giving us update on the audio quality. Let us know. Okay, so let us know what the audio quality is. Okay, so thanks for letting us know. I think the audio is good now. I'm getting some feedbacks that the audio quality is now better. It's something we can work with. And we want to appreciate all of you for being in this with us as we try to bring you updates here from the Monrovia Central Prison. Well, folks, from where we broadcast to you now, right time, and that's exactly what the situation is. One of the residents of the community we managed to have spoken with told us that um, the situation of the inmates and sometimes the attempts to break through the facility. Most of you are aware that the U.S. Department of State report have consistently captured Liberia's deplorable prison condition or correction facilities and how the condition of the facilities does not align with what the fundamental human rights is, what every individual is entitled to as rights, those basic rights that every individual, whether a prisoner, an inmate or not, those basic rights that those inmates are to enjoy. That report have consistently pointed to how the correction facilities across the country, the condition at those facilities have not aligned to those universal human rights. And some of those issues that were specifically captured had to do with the overcrowding of the prisons, how the current condition at the correction facilities across the country is like four times the correction facilities are currently containing four times the actual number of the of inmates that are supposed to be in those facilities. So in one instance, they spoke of a correction facility that's supposed to take 600 persons, but currently has over 3,000 inmates at that facility. So overcrowdedness have been a major issue that have been captured as well, and even the food that those inmates will eat is another thing that have been a major concern for other international partners who have had or demonstrated keen interest in the condition of inmates across Liberia. Folks, at this point, we want to end this broadcast. I want to say thanks to all of you across the world for joining us here on this special live broadcast. My name is Nelson Colette. Emmanuel David here. Emmanuel, you want to come on so we end up on this broadcast? What's your final take? I mean, just as we end the broadcast.
Well, from what I have observed here over time, the right of those inmates need to be respected, and the issue about the food that they are eating need to be high on the agenda, their medication as well, because their rights need to be respected, Nelson. Though they are in cell, that's why you have correction and rehabilitation. They are here to amend their behavior, though they have committed crimes. So government need to see it necessary to take action as it relates to the welfare of the inmates. And we look forward to the government responding to some of what the our witnesses, those relatives of the inmates have said, because you cannot have people coming up with such a statement and you cannot respond to those statements. And we engaged in time with our numbers here of recent, and they haven't responded to some of those statements that were said by the inmates' relatives. So we look forward to the Ministry of Justice, those who are up in here responsible for the inmates as it relates to the detention that was reported on initially. We look forward to them responding to some of those statements and looking forward to have the issue mitigated in here.
Okay. So thanks a lot, Emmanuel David. And folks, this is how we like to end up this very important broadcast. We've been coming to you from the Monrovia Central Prison down South Beach here in Central Monrovia. And of course, we've been bringing you updates with respect to a reported tension that erupted here today between the correction officers here at the Monrovia Central Prison, which at some point led to the correction officers calling on the Liberia National Police for a backup to be able to handle the entire situation. At the moment, we've received reports that the situation has been calm, it's been addressed to some extent. We saw a very huge number of the Liberia National Police officers exiting the facility here, and what we've been told is that things are calm to some extent. What happens in the next hours or during the course of the night is something that it remains just uncertain. But at the moment, everything is under control. The security has taken siege of the matter. We are yet to get an official statement from the Justice Ministry on this. That's something we're looking forward to, since all of those officials of the Justice Ministries that came here today declined speaking to our microphone. We're looking forward to getting updates from them. From the perspective of the government, an official statement as to what transpired and how they were able to address the issue and what the current situation is, just to avoid speculation out there in the public. I want to say thanks for watching Spoon TV. Have a good night and bye-bye for now.